I'm Randy. I'm an alcoholic. I'm really, as usual, it sounds redundant, but I'm so grateful to be here today and to be able to spend my Wednesday with all of you in London. It's amazing. The reason I'm here today is because I have a disease called alcoholism. I have also, because of the disease of alcoholism, I became allergic to alcohol because I used alcohol every day as often as possible to treat the pain, the emotional pain of having alcoholism. So that's why I'm here. But I'm not here because of alcohol. Alcohol was the solution to my problem. I'm here because alcohol stopped working and I still have alcoholism. There's still something wrong with me and I still need a treatment. And I have not had a drink for 29 years. That's how powerful the disease is. In my experience, I hope you have a different experience, but in my experience, I have the same mind that talks to me in the same way, in the same voice, and this same mind is just as restless, irritable, and discontent as it was the day that I got here, because I'm driven by this unsatisfiable, fault-finding, opinionated mind that's always in a hurry, is easily frustrated, and can't stand the word no. And that mind doesn't go away. It just doesn't. If it did, I wouldn't be here today. I'd be at the beach surfing. But I am here today because I need a treatment. I need a treatment for my disease every day. Every day I wake up. Every day I wake up and I stand at the turning point. I either get to ask God's protection and care with complete abandon of self, or I ask my protection and care with complete abandon of God, and there are no half measures. And I have to, the only way I can make that decision is if I am aware today that I have this disease, that there is something wrong with me, and that not drinking doesn't make me better. 19 years is amazing. It's amazing. I bet you didn't wake up this morning and your mind said, you have 19 years, you've done everything right. You're fantastic, you're beautiful, you have enough money in the bank, you have the right male companionship or female companionship or whatever you're into, and everything is great, just enjoy yourself. Happy birthday. Enjoy this day. I'm going to give you a break. No self-talk today. No unsatisfied mind today. No fault-finding in any way today. It's just going to be beautiful. I never have that experience by accident. I often wake up in intense gratitude today. Today is one of those days. Today I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I love my life. I really love my life. I do. I love my job. I love my wife. I love the house I live in. I love the car I'm driving. I love my dog. I love the weather. I'm just in love with life today. I really am. I'm overwhelmed with gratitude today. I've also been reading spiritual material every morning. I've been meditating every morning. I've been trying to be the best man I can at work every day. And things are going well right now for me. So my ego and my mind is not complaining right now. Now I don't know if nothing's really changed on the outside. I still have the same job and the same wife and the same life, but today I'm enjoying it. Today I'm in gratitude. So I have a beautiful life today. I love my life today. I get to be here today. Like, not just here at this meeting in London, but present. I get to be present where I am and to experience what's happening in my life right now. And that's awesome. It's just awesome to be here. I've never been here before. We've done this meeting every Wednesday for over 2 years, I think. But I've never been right here, right now, ever before. And I've said these same words a million times at this meeting. But I've never been right here, right now before. And I get to have a brand new moment with no story, no old ideas, no reference to the old, in a spirit of complete defeat, in a spirit of I don't know how to lead a meeting. I don't know how to have a relationship with my higher power. I don't know how to have a relationship with my wife. And I need something to help me. And the something that I find is the great reality deep down inside of me. All of the right answers, all of the truth, all of the everything that I need is deep down inside of me. It's not outside of me. It's not a sponsor. It's not a new book that I'm going to read where the answers are there. It might remind me of the answers, and a new sponsor might remind me of the answers, but all of the answers are deep down inside of me. All of the truth, all of the knowledge, all of the power that I need to be the person that God wants me to be today, all of that is deep down within me. And it's not an outside program. This is not about getting a new wife or a new car or new money. It's about going inside and knowing how to be the man that God wants me to be today with whatever I have right now. And so the steps are that. The steps are a way of life. So I thought I came to AA to learn how to not drink, but that's not what happened. I came to AA and I was given a way of life where drinking isn't necessary. Today in my life, drinking is not necessary. And the 12 steps is that way of life. And we're talking about step 8 today. Step 8 says that I'm going to make a list of all the people I've harmed. Let's see what it says. It says, made a list of all persons I had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. So as a way of life, just real quickly as a way of life, I admit complete defeat in step 1, right now, in this moment, again, right now. I'm a complete defeat. I don't know how to be at a meeting. I don't know how to sit at a chair. I don't know how to not judge the speaker. I don't know how to not be talking to myself about everything I'm hearing and seeing. And I had to learn how to listen like the dying could listen. That's what it talks about in the end of step 1. Under the lash of alcoholism, I'm driven to AA, and there I learned the fatal nature of my disease. If I don't do this, it's fatal. I'm going to die. And people die every day of alcoholism, drunk and sober. Let me see what the rest of that says. Okay. Then and only then do I become as open-minded to conviction and as willing to listen as the dying can be. So that's in the steps. So I have to be willing to listen, not because what I'm saying is important. It doesn't matter what I'm saying, but I'm the one who's talking and you're the one who's listening. So it might be important that you listen like the dying could listen as a principle, as a character for your life, not for mine. I don't care if you listen. It's none of my business if you come or don't come to this meeting. If you like it or you don't like it, it's none of my business. But right now, it's my business to carry the message of Alcoholics Anonymous. And it looks like it's your business to hear something, whatever it is, and not to be in my head judging what I'm saying, and not for you to be in your head listening with the judgmental voice saying, oh yeah, I agree with that. Oh, I don't agree with that. Oh, I agree with that. Oh, I don't agree with that. And then the next step to take it even further so that you're completely not present at the meeting is, ooh, that sounds good. And then I go and I start practicing what I just heard at work. My body's here at the meeting, but my mind is at work, and it's practicing spiritual principles with my boss, and I find myself getting a raise, a fantasy raise, and then when I show up at work tomorrow and I don't have that raise, and my mind told me I should have it, and I got it, and these spiritual principles are great, then I'm depressed and I hate my boss because I didn't get the raise that I completely made up in my own mind while I could have been sitting at a meeting listening as the dying could listen. But my mind takes me on a trip. Isn't that crazy? It's crazy. I call it the lottery ticket. Here's the best way to ruin your life. Buy a lottery ticket. I buy a lottery ticket, and the next minute that I have that lottery ticket in my hand, I start fantasizing about what it would be like if I won $235 million. And the house I'd have in southern France, and the bicycle I would buy to ride through the Alps in France, and the private jet I would use to fly there and back. And then all the little side benefits I would have, because now I'm driving a Ferrari everywhere I go. And I have this unbelievable, fantastic fantasy life about how great my life is going to be. And then that night I don't win. And the next morning I wake up in an amazing depression because I didn't win the lottery. And I don't have all this money that I fantasized that I had, and my life was so good when I had it in my fantasy. And now I'm stuck with this terrible life that I didn't mind before I bought the ticket. I was enjoying it. But now it doesn't live up to my fantasy, and I hate my life. So I go off on a tangent. But that's the best way for me to rule it. When everything's going good, my mind says, oh, you should buy a lottery ticket. I have to admit complete defeat in step 1 right now as a way of life. In step 2, I start to come to believe that there's a power greater than me that can restore me to sanity. I've lost the job. I can't restore me to sanity. I can fantasize about the future, and I can complain about the past, but I can't enjoy this moment. I can't be sane right now on my own power. I have to have help. That's what the second step says. And that doesn't go away because I was helped yesterday. I'm still insane today. I still need the sanity today, right now. Could you help me? Could you be with me? And then in step 3, I make a decision to turn my will and my life over to the care of this thing, whatever it was, that gave me some sanity, as opposed to turning it over to my mind, which is out fantasizing and hating life. So it's a way of life. And I have to live it. And if I don't live it, I don't get the results. And then so 4, I make a list of all the people. And 4, I look at all the resentments I have, and I write down what everybody did to me and why I hate everybody. And then I look at my part in it, which is terrible, because it's so nice for me to find fault with you, but not with me. I don't have any faults. I am actually a kind and loving and generous and fantastic, never would lie person, except that you made me. And if I can't blame it on you, then I did it. I didn't do that. I would never lie. I would never lie. I'm an honest person. I only lie because I had to, because you made me. And then that gets turned upside down, and I start to see the real character that I really am. I'm a liar. I'm a cheater. I'm a stealer. I'm a manipulator. I'm a selfish, self-seeking, crazed maniac that will do whatever I have to do to be self-satisfied in the day that I'm in. And then after all that, I'll blame it on you. And so in step 5, I read that inventory to another man or another woman, and I share my life with that person, and they can listen to my story and go, oh, you might have lied there. That might be you lying and not really their fault that you lied. And I get more restored to sanity. And in 6 should say, oh, I learned a lot about myself in 4 and 5, and I don't want to be that person anymore, so now I'm going to try really hard with this new knowledge to not do the stupid things I did in 4 and 5 in 4. And I'm going to be a better person on my own power. But it doesn't say that. It says that now that I know all this stuff about me, now I'm going to ask God to remove my whole story, everything I think I know about you and life and everything. I'm going to ask God to remove that, all my delusions, all my fears, so that I could be present in this moment. And that's the end of the old character. Step 6 is the end of the old character. There's no more story left. I'm now, my Creator, I am now willing that you should have all of me, the good and the bad. All of me. That's the end of the old character. Now in step 7, a new character is going to start to get built. I'm going to humbly ask him, I'm humbled by the information and the reality of seeing who I am as an alcoholic with alcoholism. And now in step 7, I'm going to humbly ask him to remove my shortcomings, where I fall short, where I don't do the thing that I know I should do inside. I intuitively know what to do, I just don't want to. And now I'm going to ask something to help me to be the man that he wants me to be. To take away all of my defects so that I can go out into the world and be the man that God wants me to be today. And that's new character. And then I go out to be that man, but there's a lot of people I've harmed in the past. And so I would be a complete hypocrite if I went out to be this great guy and I didn't clean up the wreckage of my past. And that hypocritical behavior could cause me to be dragged back into alcoholism. And so I have to go out and clear up my past so that I don't get continually pulled back into my alcoholism by people who point me out as a fraud, as a liar, as a thief, as the man that I was in the old character, but they won't allow me to be that in new character because I haven't cleaned up the old character. And so, and also in 8 and 9 is where I learn what the price is for the life that I'm living. Until I do step 8, where I make a list of all the people I've harmed and I become willing, that's all it is a list and a willingness. You don't do any amends in 8. I make a list of all the people I've harmed and I become willing to make amends to them. I become willing to have some forgiveness for them and for me. It says, I'm going to just read this and then I'll shut up. Step 8. And this is in the 12 and 12. Steps 8 and 9 are concerned with personal relationships, personal relations. Is anybody having any issues with personal relations? It says, first I take a look backward and try to discover where I have been at fault. Next, I make a vigorous attempt to repair the damage I have done. And third, having thus cleared away the debris of the past, I consider how, with my newfound knowledge of myself, I may develop the best possible relations with every human being I know. To have the best possible relations with every human being I know. That's the goal of step 8 and 9. That's new character. And that's a way of life to clear up the wreckage of my past so that I can be the man that God wants me to be and be clean in this moment and not have to look over my shoulder and not owe anybody anything and not have to make any more amends. So I think that's it for me. I appreciate you letting me come here today and share some time with you, and I'm looking forward to hearing you talk about your step 8 or your step whatever you want to talk about. Thank you.